What's up, everyone? Um, oh yeah, concert review. Um, Steel Panther and Cody Parks in the Dirty South over at Empire Live, April 25th. Mixed bag of a night. So, Steel Panther is not a band I would typically have gone to see, but to be fair, don't know a ton about them. Um, but a friend came to visit, and there weren't a lot of show options the night that she was here. That was one of them. She's a big fan, and I was like, okay, let's go do this. So it ended up being a really mixed bag, though, and here's why. So Cody Parks in the Dirty South. I mean, pretty generic country metal. Nothing really stood out. The guitarist was good, their lead guitarist. But nothing really stood out. If they were at a small bar somewhere, like that might be a fun show. Um, I don't really know, but the crowd, portion of the crowd at least, was really into him. So I feel like that kind of gave the night a slow start and kind of just an odd pairing. But here's where things got kind of crappy. The Steel Panther had a really big VIP group, and they got to the rail first, and a lot of them just either don't get out to many shows or don't know how to act at shows or whatever, and it was problematic for a number of reasons. And then a lot of people were already drunk, stoned, high on something else before Steel Panther came on. Which, like, I don't have a problem with people doing their thing at a show, but I have a problem with when they do that and they start to interfere with other people's personal space. We'll just put it that way. And for me in particular, there's one guy clearly under the influence of something repeatedly over the course of about 10 minutes put his hands on me, put his hands on my shoulder, just like kind of drunkenly or whatever, like swaying and rubbing up against me, despite numerous warnings. So much so that other people had to tell him to stop, and one guy, and I never got to thank him, actually wedged himself in between me and this other dude until he left. So the it's just really crummy. And I understand a lot of people don't go out to shows, a ton throughout the year, but just kind of knowing that during the actual set, if you leave your spot 3 or 4 times to go get another beer, like it may not be there. You can't just demand people, right? It's not seats, it's not assigned anything. And while I definitely film a lot of shows, I keep my camera down and lots of camera above the head type of thing, blocking a lot of views and kind of some just a variety of other cringy and not great behavior. So that was the kind of bad part of the night. The good part of the night, not to be a downer, Steel Panther was fantastic. They had an hour and a half set, and there was a fair amount of kind of shtick comedy, as they do, involved. A lot of talking and some other things, but they did great. They were good musicians, funny, offensive, and really engaged the crowd. They had a few people come up on stage. At one point, they had probably 25 gals up on stage, strippers in the back, and the band just really had some really fun banter, and there was a bunch of this like hat throwing into the crowd and back. So that part was wonderful, and I definitely underestimated Steel Panther, so apologize to those guys, but they killed it. So if kind of, as they say, comedic glam metal isn't your thing, don't feel like you have to spend money just to check it out. But if you have a few bucks to spend, absolutely go see them. It was an entertaining set by far. Yeah, I was pretty impressed. It was a great fun event. So so much so that it made up for kind of the not so great parts. So yeah, yeah, completely taken by surprise. So I'm glad my friend mentioned that we should go. So not a lot of shows left coming up for me over the next few months. This week I have the Decibel tour so I have the Behemoth, Rotting Christ, Demolition, Deicide show, and then I have the Cryptopsy, Necrot, and now it's Spirit Adrift since Fulci couldn't get their visas for whatever reason, and Blood of the Monolith. So that's coming up in 4 and 5 days, I think, or 3 and 4 days. So, and again, when I talk about these negative things, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I feel like reviews kind of leave a lot of these things out, and they need to include them. And people, if you're not used to going to shows, like, read the room a bit. Definitely have fun. Definitely enjoy yourself. Definitely be yourself. But, like, really gauge, is my behavior disruptive? I don't know. I'm not trying to police the crowd or anything, but I do think there comes a point where people are crossing lines that are disrupting other people's nights. So, anyway, Steel Panther was great, and I hope that they continue to play. All right. Take care. See you soon.